I use these 4 Canva tools every single day. They are amazing and you need to know them. The first Canva tool that I'm going to be displaying today is layers. Now, there are 3 different components to layers that I want to show you. When you are trying to select a few different items on Canva, you can typically click on the screen and scroll, and any of the elements that have a purple line around them are selected, and then hence you can move them. However, sometimes you don't want to select everything and don't want to have to move everything. So if you were to select your first element, then click Shift. I am on a Mac. I don't know what's on a PC. It's probably still Shift, but you're going to click Shift, and then you can actually select all of the elements that you want to select. So say you don't want those elements, you can click Delete. But say you wanted those elements and you wanted to move them, you're just gonna go back, select them again, and you can move the elements that you selected.
Another useful way I use this tool is if my elements are layered on top of each other. So in this, you can see that the length and width is on top of the t-shirt, and I don't want to necessarily move the t-shirt. I just want to move the arrows and then the length and width. So what I'm going to do is click Shift and just keep clicking and holding that Shift button, and then once I do that, you'll see the square around all of the elements that I'm gonna move, and I can move it, adjust it, make it bigger, and it will remain the same orientation.
The second thing that I wanted to show you is bringing things forward and back. So if you are to double click or right click, I think on a PC, again, I'm on a Mac, then you can scroll down to layers. And if you look closely, this orange box is actually in front of the color charts. So I want to move it in back of the color charts so it's not overlapping it and you can read the word clearly. So all I'm going to do is go to layers and then send to back. Now the orange rectangle is behind the words and it looks a lot better. The third thing about layers that I wanted to show you is that say one of your elements is behind another element and there is no way to get to it. If I'm going over, I can see that the color charts is getting outlined and the box is getting outlined, but I cannot get back to that sand. So what you are going to want to do is you're going to want to go to position. Instead of arrange, you're going to do layers. Now you're gonna go find the one that you want to bring back to the top. Once you bring it back to the top, you are able to grab the item and bring it right back to where you wanted it. The second tool is the background remover. Now, this is an amazing tool that has evolved over the past couple of years. A couple of years ago, if you were trying to erase the background on a photo, you would have to physically go into the photo, grab a paintbrush, and outline the item that you wanted to erase the background on. Now, Canva makes it so easy and so quick. So say I want to move these items over and add a shirt next to it so they're seeing exactly what shirt it is. I am going to move those over by selecting all the layers again. Boom, that was the first tool. And then the second tool is we're gonna actually go find a photo that I wanna place there instead. Say I am going to be using this white shirt. So I am going to select edit photo. On the top, it says BG remover. That stands for background remover. And I can select that and it is going to load and erase the background automatically. No more manually have to removing the background, which I absolutely love. So once it has loaded, sometimes it does kind of go in and out. Don't worry, it is still there. Even sometimes when I get off of the item, it will also appear again. Sometimes it is a little glitchy, but it does work amazing. The third tool that I wanted to show you guys today is frame. For some reason, shapes do really well in my Etsy shop. If you were to go onto Etsy and you were to go into the element section and just type in frame, Canva has a lot of different frames already that you can select from. So you can see there's a whole section just for frames. I'm gonna do see all, and you can select any of these frames and place photos in them. So I maybe wanna go find an arch. I think arches are really pretty. I have been adding them into designs on my Etsy shop, and spoiler alert, they have been selling. So I am going to find a relatively tall frame. So I am going to use this frame, but I really don't like the blue outline. I know it probably grabbed it from the Royal. So I am going to go in here and just change it to black. I think that's a lot better. And there are some frames that don't have an outline if you don't want the outline. And then I'm gonna go into my uploads and add in a photo to this frame. So say this photo is crooked, and if I were to go put this into my frame right now, it is going to be sideways. And so you might think, oh, well, let me switch the frame this way, and then it will go in there. It's not going to. It's just going to rotate with the frame. So what you actually want to do is keep the frame the correct way, right? And then you're going to switch the photo. Once you switch the photo to the correct orientation, so I want to go to 90 degrees, then I can add it into this frame and it is the correct way. The last tool that I'm going to be showing you in this video is a tidy up feature. This tool comes in handy when you are trying to evenly space elements. Say I'm trying to evenly space these 4 elements. You're going to want to select these 4 elements. Make sure you're not selecting any other elements because it will tidy up those as well. So I can see that the purple lines are only around the elements that I am trying to tidy up. Then I'm going to go click position and I'm going to click arrange and I can click tidy up. Now that looks a lot better than it did, and I can move it down and boom, my color chart looks a lot better. Those are only 4 tools that I use every single day. If you liked this video, make sure to give it a big like and I will create more videos just like this. That is all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys have a lovely day. Bye-bye for now.